On a week, the Dallas Cowboys needed a pick-me-up, needed a lift after their tragic loss of their brother Marshawn Kneeland. Well, as planned, they go out there and play like they were carrying every part of him with them. 33-16, the final against the Raiders in Week 11, and the Cowboys get their win. They're now 4-5-1 in the season. We're breaking it all down here on Cowboys Flashback. I'm your host, Nicole Hutchison, and it started with this offense, a slow start, not the best they wanted to have. But with the help of CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, of course, moving the chains with that run after the catch ability. You got Quinnen Williams involved, finishing with a season-high 22 carries, wearing down that Raiders defensive front. This was an offense that finally played over time like they should be, balanced, explosive, and in control. But it's all credit to this defense with Quinnen Williams up front, collapsing the pocket. They're finally getting some interior pressure up front. The linebackers playing free. The secondary, of course, when you have a good pass rush, they are able to cover elite. This defense played faster. They played cleaner. They played also harder to move the ball for this Raiders offense. Let's hear what the guys had to say postgame.
So proud of these guys, Calvin. I mean, the way that they grieved, cried, laughed, but they wanted to honor him, and we're not done honoring him. He's a part of our family forever, but it's been tough, man. I mean, these past 11 days have been really tough, and but I'm proud of those guys because just the way they played with Marshawn's play style.
It's tough to you a little bit because I know you're always very intense. Like you were way more intense than normal when you got off the bus. I know a lot was going on in your mind. Did you ever get a chance to just relax for a little bit tonight?
I'll relax on the way home a little bit. You know, when you're uber competitive, which I am, and you want something for your players so much, you know, I wanted us to be able to find a way to get this game because it was the next game and because it was after coming off a bye and, you know, losing a brother and a family member. And, again, I think it's galvanized us forever. I mean, we'll always be tight, but this has really brought us together, brothers for life. The heart of this team, man. And I mean, how about the defense? I mean, I don't even know how many, you know, hits they had on the quarterback. I know Gino's going to be sore, but just really, really proud of that group and what they've had to go through. And it was pretty cool to see those guys really step up in the fire that they played with tonight.
One more on CeeDee and George. When did you tell them that this would be coming? Was it the night before, day of?
It was today. Yeah.
John showed with the Athletic going to the defense. Only 12 carries for 27 yards for the Raiders. Just what do you think is the biggest reason for that? I know from afar you could just be like, "Oh, you guys got Quinnen Williams. That's going to help." But what would you?
Yeah, I don't know, John. I mean, I can't talk for Pete and Chip and those guys. You know, when they ran it wasn't very good. As a play caller, it's hard sometimes when you're running. You're like, oh, that didn't look very good. Like, you don't say that out loud like I just did, but you think that. And but I'm not going to speculate for them. But, again, I think the way our guys, again, controlled gaps and fit gaps and the penetration of the attack front I thought was excellent. And, again, I think when you look at this game, we talk about owning the line of scrimmage. I think we took a huge step forward in that regard on the defensive side of the ball.
Brian Schottenheimer talking about this team owning the line of scrimmage. Well, how about 27 rushing yards allowed to the Raiders and holding them to 25% on third down? Hey, I love the numbers. But this is a Cowboys defense that took that next step, a step forward with one guy in particular, a difference maker on this defense. How about Quinnen Williams? We hear from him up next.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Welcome back into Cowboys Flashback. Nicole Hutchison, the Cowboys back in the win column, 33-16, the final against the Raiders. And This huge story, the defensive story, starts in the trenches. Quinnen Williams, of course, for interior pressure, he led the way. He was blowing up runs, creating chaos that everyone fed off of. How about 1.5 sacks, a season high for him in pressures, and quite the debut for 92.
I'm playing with some great individuals, man. You got Kenny Clark, you got Osa, you got Easy, you got JD over there, man. So the guys around me, man, is playing unbelievable. It helped me. All I just kind of needed to do is just do my job, and it was that, man. But having a great group of guys around me make it easy for me. So.
What was the move on the sidelines like in the game with moving like there's a couple minutes in the locker rooms? You guys are able to perhaps for the first time celebrate for the first time.
I know Monster defensive line is one of those things like it's excitement, it's positivity, but want to keep stacking these, man. Want to keep stacking these performances and want to keep getting better week in and week out. And that's just the main goal, man, to keep getting better, keep stacking up the good things, fix the bad things, and win football games. So.
Donovan was a rock earlier. Must be exciting for a young guy like him to get his first safety.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what has the positive impressions, specifically some of the things he's done to him?
A young guy, man, who played a game and who carried himself like a 12-year veteran. The things he can do when it comes down to rushing the passer, the physicality, when it comes down to stopping the run, is unbelievable from a rookie especially. And then the sky's the limit for him. And I can't wait to be a part of his development and wait to be a part of his success because he's going to have a lot of success in this league for years to come. So,
the Cowboys looked at you as kind of a missing piece on this defensive line. Do you think that one guy can really make a total difference for a group, kind of like it happened tonight?
I don't think that. I don't think one guy could change anything. I think the team itself, the guys around you, all 11 on the field, the coaching staff in general makes the difference. One man don't do nothing. It's not golf. It's not tennis. So everybody on this team has to do a job. Everybody in this organization has to do a job to best our ability to win football games. So.
I felt very good, especially because of the week that we had last week during our bye. It was a tough week for sure, and for us to come together and play complementary football the way we did, I think that speaks to who we are as a team and our culture.
Your coach said Marshawn will be proud with you guys' performance.
For sure.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel really good about that. And because of the type of person, teammate, and friend he was and is, he definitely will be proud. We were running to the ball, we were playing hard, we were celebrating together as a defensive line. He would definitely be proud.
As a defensive player, though, how does it feel to have that type of performance in the field, considering everything that transpired?
It feels really good. We've been talking about it all week. We got to do this thing together. We got, guys got healthy. The linebacker in the linebacker room, in the back end, and then we added a pretty good addition on the defensive line. So it feels really good to put a performance like that together. We just got to continue to maintain and carry that through the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, facts. Just our fight down front, man, is just nasty, and just what you said. They're gonna double whoever. We expected to win on the other side. And, we did that at a high level today.
Have you ever been a part of a defensive line where y'all can be as flexible as you can just because y'all have all this talent in the interior and can open up things for just the whole entire front?
Nah, I didn't play with some really good players, but just all three of us, and us just being able to roll and play off each other. And like you said, the fronts that we can get into, and it just not be no drop off depending on who gets in or whatever the case may be. I never played with a front like this, so. We got to just keep building. It's one game, and we got to come in next week and have a great week of practice, and it's going to be a huge one against the Eagles.
How tough was the task to be able to go out, perform like you needed to play game, and win with that heavy heart?
Yeah, it was definitely tough, and the main thing we talked about, all week was just, playing like Marshawn would play, and that's with the energy, the effort, the passion that he would have, brought today. And we all know if he was here, he'd be wanting to play and give it his all. And that's what we had on our hearts today. Just regardless of what the situation is, play like how he would play today.
What was it like playing with this guy right here?
Man, awesome. You're a dog, man. Like I said earlier, I've been a fan of Q, for a long time since he's been in college for real, and to get a chance to play with somebody like this is huge, and it's gonna make all of us better.
Hey, man, you just heard from the guys. This is a tale of two stories for this defense because of the first half of the season. This is a defense that allowed struggling teams to come in and figure things out against them. Well, they didn't let that happen against the Raiders. Held them to 6 points through 3.5 quarters. Finished with an interception, 4 sacks, 6 forced incompletions, got off the field on 3rd downs. Now, were there some mistakes? Of course. Brock Bowers had a couple of big plays here and there, but I mean, this was a sound performance, most sound performance completely for this Dallas defense. But how'd they get it done? We've got George Teague up next breaking it all down.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back into Cowboys Flashback. Nicole Hutchison joined by George Teague, and the Cowboys back in the win column, 33-16, the final over the Las Vegas Raiders, 4-5-1 in the season. Huge credit to, I don't know, maybe a guy up front named Quinnen Williams, one of the best defensive tackles, if not the best in terms of stopping the run, in terms of pass rush, and he made his impact known against the Raiders. 1.5 sacks. 4 tackles, a tackle for loss, 5 pressures. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, that's right. So let's show you one real fast about this. If you want to know if you got your bang for your buck, here it is, right? So this is him right here. He's going to take an inside charge. He's going to go one-on-one with the center. We're going to get him out of the way. It's like basketball. We're going to get a matchup, okay, where you let your guy beat the other guy one-on-one. So here he is, gets a nice little bull rush, gets the rip, runs the hoop. Man, come on, bro. Look at this. You're just moving 350 pounds just any kind of way that you want to, you know. So is it something that you're glad to have? Absolutely. Yeah. We're glad to have it. Now, so when you have that, what happens next? Now you have to worry about the pass rush, right? And then we in the secondary, this guy back here is licking his chops like, man, I got some dogs up here. They got a lot of linemen up here blocking. Look how many guys they got up here to block. 7 guys. They're thinking we're going to bring some heat, but no, we don't do that. We send 4, we send 7 back to cover. Now we got Geno confused. Murray tips the ball up. It's tip drill time for us, man. Big play for us in the secondary. And then the last one, right, Pickens one-on-one right here. Just watch him. Totally abused this guy. He runs up the field. We'll let it go. He beats the leverage on this guy, leans into him, goes inside, and then to the house, baby, to the house it is. There's a lot of things that have to happen for this to happen. I just need for you to see it really quick, all right? 2 linemen, well, 1 lineman, 1 tight end. They're going to put their hands on Max Crosby up here. So now, instead of just chipping him with the running back, you're using your lineman to create the pressure. So, man, it was a great overall plan by Eberflus.
Yeah, we talk about a defense that struggled with pressure. They struggled with missed tackles. They struggled on the back end in terms of sticking with their receivers. A lot of wide open receivers on the back end. But Deron Bland having a heck of a bounce back game. Kalen Carson as well, just pretty much sticking to what he was able to do against Arizona. But Quinnen Williams, man, it pays off when you have a solid pass rush because it frees up this linebacker room, right? Able to play, crash downhill, do some good things at the second level. So a lot of good things to point out against this defense. But now we hear from this offense up next and what they were able to put together on tape.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Brian Schottenheimer sending a message early, benching his star wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. He said it's because of a coach's decision, but once those guys hit the field, I mean, they showed out, right? Combined for 210 yards, 2 touchdowns in the Cowboys win over the Raiders, 33-16, the final in Week 11. But every key drive, though, ran through number 3, George Pickens. 9 catches for 144 yards and a touchdown. I mean, this was another day in the offense for him. Big-time plays, tough catches, and physical finishes. He was the energy that this unit desperately needed.
Just really credit to the guys, honestly, bro. I can only do this as much as they can. You know what I mean? I'm there with them every day. I just feel like when we execute, those type of games can happen for me. So definitely shouts out to the guys.
What went into you and CeeDee not starting the game on the first drive?
Yeah, certain personnels, we kind of thought they was going to come out in certain stuff, but they didn't. They started kind of hunching down on the run, so started throwing it around a little bit.
The touchdown right before the half, can you describe his play in order to cut back like you made when you started?
I'd probably just say God gifted, thank God. Turned around, caught an in route. I was a little short. Guy missed a tackle, running full speed, put on the brakes, walked in the end zone. I don't know about the goalposts.
Looked like you having so much fun out there tonight.
Yeah.
Spinning away from guys and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like I said, credit to the guys for real. As far as me on my behalf, I'll probably just say running the ball hard. I feel like that's one thing that I was emphasizing tonight. After catch, I knew they was going to have a lot of zone drops, so definitely run after catch.
Shotty said he had to sit you guys because you missed a couple of things during the week, and he informed you that you're going to miss the first series. Was that difficult to hear from him?
That's just like, between me and Shotty, honestly.
Yeah, right. How can you guys build on this as an offense going into the bye? There was some things I wanted to clean up.
Yeah. I'd probably say, like I said, execution is really the biggest thing in this league. If you go out there and you execute, you do your job right, you do it full speed, you got great chances to be in a lot of teams. So I'd probably just say execution.
Yeah, we knew we were going to play a team with a lot of spot drop. So it was important for our guys to run, be fast, be at their spots on time in the right depths, and credit to our receivers and obviously the guys up front giving me a few seconds, and those guys being detailed on where they need to be. And if we can continue to do that, like I said, that's what we can expect of ourselves.
I know you don't take the field with them on game days, but how much energy did the defense give you guys offensively tonight, and Quinnen playing the way he is and Timo's back?
Tons. It's contagious. That's what complimentary football is about. Going out there, second drive, first drive, 3 and out, second drive, we fumble right there in their own red zone. And for our defense to come out and make a stop and hold them to a field goal, I think that's where we all took off right there, seeing the confidence that gave just the whole group of worry about yourself, focus on your job, and we can play complimentary football now. And tonight was a good example of that.
Really?
Louis Scruggs, NBC 5. Knowing the relationship that Ryan and Marshawn had, and I know you throw to the open guy, but what did it mean for a guy like Ryan to catch a ball in a game like that?
It was awesome. Special. Honestly, I didn't even think about the relationship and how special this was for him, but that's just a reward for a guy, a flow, who does everything right. Whatever you ask him to do, run, block. You break the huddle and CeeDee says, no, I want that route, and he goes and plays the other position and does it with such a great attitude, with such grace. One of the best teammates I've been around. Keeps a positive attitude, stays focused, and cares a lot about his teammates, and gives it his all each and every day. He's going to be a big part in carrying that legacy, Marshawn's legacy, and I know he's proud and honored to do that, and special for him to get a touchdown tonight.
Hey, there were a lot of boxes this offense needed to check in order to get the win, right? Run after catch. Well, half of GP's production came from after the catch. How about winning on early downs? They were able to do that. Committing to the run, they did that. Opened up the play action game for Dak Prescott and this offense. So a lot of good things to pinpoint from this offense, able to get the win, play some complimentary football. Hadn't seen much of that this season. But we're wrapping things up here on Cowboys Flashback up next.
To watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
Throughout the week, I feel like we had a great practice, every day, just stacking the days, especially, coming off the bye, a couple new additions on the defense. But it's really just, we played with energy today. We played with fire, and I feel like the whole game, whether they was getting 3 or whether they, drive the field and we were stopping, or whether it was a quick sudden change. We kept the goal the same. That was to keep them out the end zone, do what we got to do to keep them out the end zone. We had ended up giving them 1, but, I feel like we played great.
DeMarvion Overshown, one of the many new faces that we hadn't seen this season, making his return for the Dallas Cowboys and this new look defense. And of course, feeling good about what they were able to do against the Raiders. But let's be real, the true measuring stick will come against the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that is now without Lane Johnson, and they can expose some things. Now, we remember the Cowboys were able to stick with him in week 1, but we'll see how they're able to stick with them when it comes to week 12. Now they've got the communication fixed. They've got a defense that is taking a step in the right direction. The offense is back on track. We'll see how it all plays out. Now it's just trying to elevate. It's going to be a good one. And Sunday, 3:25 kickoff on Fox.